What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 41, and we're starting today's episode off with some absolutely massive news. Mario Balotelli signs for Watford on a free contract. Yep, you heard that right. Mario Balotelli signs for Watford. He's going to be coming in next season, as it is a free contract deal, so we won't have him this season. He'll come in at the start of next season, but he arrives on a free transfer, or I should say he will arrive on a free transfer next season, and Balotelli signs for Watford. How about that? Now, he accepts $100,000 a week 4-year deal. He is coming in on a free transfer, yes, but it's still going to be a massive gamble for us. Probably one of the biggest gambles I've taken on YouTube for one of my career mode saves, because Balotelli is one of those players who you just never know what you're going to get, do you? I mean, sometimes Balotelli will show that he's capable of some absolute genius stuff, but sometimes he'll play like he just doesn't care. But one of the reasons it's going to be a massive risk along with that as well is because Charlie Austin, who we all thought was going to Torino, who we all thought was going to leave to Italy for £12 million and join one of my former career mode teams, has decided he doesn't want to relocate, he doesn't want to leave England, and he's going to stay here at Vicarage Road as well and fight for his place. So Austin, who's only scored 5 goals this season, did of course score in the last game to put us through to the FA Cup 4th round after that penalty against Swansea when we won the game 1-0. Austin, who I thought was going to be going to Torino for £12 million, a pretty good deal for a player who we signed for free just 6 months earlier, so making a profit of £12 million in just 6 months. You know, Balotelli will be coming in for free, Austin will be going for £12 million. I was thinking that would be some really good business sense, because Austin hasn't really cut the mustard, whereas Balotelli, we don't know whether he will or he won't, but Austin has decided no, he wants to stay in England, he wants to stay at Vicarage Road, so that means now we've got Dini, we've got Felivi, we've got Traore, we've got Austin, we've got Vidra as well, and Obiolare too, and now Balotelli's coming in next season. That's 7 strikers, and okay, we don't really use Vidra much, Olari doesn't get too much game time, Felivi's a youngster, but either way, that's 7 strikers right there. It's going to be very interesting next season. A lot of them, well, a few of them are on some pretty decent money as well. Balotelli will be our highest earner on $100,000 a week. Mario Balotelli may sign for Watford, it may be a free transfer, but it's still going to be a massive gamble, and one of the biggest gambles I've taken on career mode, but either way, it should certainly make next season a lot more exciting. Still, we take on Southampton for the first game of today's episode here. The first chance fell to the Saints, but Butler made a really good save from the header, tipping it onto the bar, and we got the ball away. And then Fraser Forster made a really good save there, the former Celtic goalkeeper, with a good stop from that free kick by Buffal. Both decisions got goal decision systems, both incidents I should say got goal decision systems. I don't know why, because it was pretty obvious they hadn't crossed the line, but either way, they're still cool to show, aren't they? Cool little feature by EA, and as you can see, both of the goals of course weren't goals, we knew that already, but either way, 2 superb stops by 2 English goalkeepers there, Butland and Forster, and it was still 0-0. In the 25th minute though, another good chance for Southampton, with Victor Wanyama across the way from the left hand side, and the Kenyan finds Jay Rodriguez in the centre, but once again Jack Butler makes a really good save and keeps it at 0-0. So a battle of the goalkeepers in the first half, both looking very good indeed. In the 41st minute we had ourselves another free kick. Marco Ryan Tala stands over this one, and Marco the Magician looking for his second free kick goal of the series so far, puts it just wide the post and into the side netting, so still 0-0. Did of course score in his first Premier League, did score his first Premier League goal in the last game against Liverpool for us, but it was still goalless, and after that Matip header as well, going over the bar. As you can see at half time, we had dominated possession, we were looking the far better side of the break, but it was still 0-0 in this game. In the 62nd minute though, another good chance, and once again we had ourselves another free kick here. We won ourselves so many set pieces in this game. Once again it is Marco Ryan Tala standing over it, and once again I decided to go for goal after the referee got his vanishing spray out. Marco Ryan Tala has scored 1 free kick goal this season. It was actually the first goal of his career as well. He does have a decent free kick rating. I am training that rating up as well, so once again I decided to go for goal. This time the shot was on target, but Forster tips it onto the post, and Maya Yoshida heads the ball away, and the Japanese centre-half gets it behind for a throw. So Ryan Tala this time getting his shot on target, but it was well saved by Forster, and it was still 0-0. Good chance for Southampton to open the scoring here though in the 66th minute after they won themselves a penalty. Danny Rose is the guilty party. He doesn't really complain either, and I think it was the correct decision. Alexandre Pato, how about that, gets himself inside. Rose pushes him to the floor, and it was definitely a penalty in my opinion. So no complaints from Rose, no complaints from me either, and a penalty to the Saints, and a great chance for them to take the lead here 22 minutes before the end of the game. Jay Rodriguez was going to stand up and take it against Jack Butland. Butland doing everything he could to put Jay Rodriguez off. The number 9 goes for goal and puts it down the middle as Butland sort of dives to his right hand side. But Rodriguez finds the back of the net though and makes it Watford 0, Southampton 1. So the Saints take the lead here with 22 minutes to go in the game here at Vicarage Road. Very disappointed about that one. No no complaints about the penalty, but I have to say as well, I don't think I've saved a penalty in this series yet, and I don't know how to save penalties. I honestly do not know how to save penalties on FIFA. I am so bad at them. If you guys have any tips or suggestions, please let me know in the comments, because I'm so bad at saving penalties. And Rodriguez does open the scoring there. So Watford 0, Southampton 1, but we were only behind for 2 minutes. John Joe Shelby equalised here after Buffal whipped this free kick in and made it 1-1 for us. So Shelby getting his second goal of the season for us, and we won so many set pieces in this game, as you would have been seeing. It was obvious we were going to make one of them pay at some stage. Buffal whips in his free kick, Shelby wins the header and does make it Watford 1, Swansea 1. So we're back on level terms after the former Liverpool and Charlton man does equalise here. And the final chance fell in stoppage time. Buffal finds Etienne Capoue from this corner, unmarked on the edge of the area, but the one player you wouldn't want it to fall to there is Capoue. The French holding midfielder doesn't have the best of attributes in terms of his shooting, so I'm not surprised to see that ball go over the bar and behind for a goal kick. But it was how the game would finish though. Final score, Watford 1, Southampton 1, so the unbeaten run gets extended to 12 games. Pleased with that, but either way, as you can see with the stats here, 10 shots, 4 on target, and more possession as well. I think we should have got the 3 points there. We had so many good opportunities, particularly those free kicks in and around the edge of the area. Around the edge of the area. Should have taken one of them really, but regardless, a 1-1 draw, it's not a bad result. The undefeated run in all competitions is extended to 12 games, and we still keep ourselves in third place right now. I don't know whether we will get top 4 this season. I keep on downplaying our chances just because I know that it's only going to be a matter of time before this run comes to an end. We do start to go into a sticky patch again like we did earlier on in the season. Regardless, as things stand right now, we're keeping the distance from the teams just below us, and that is the most important thing. Still following out a new bid for Jack Butland by Leverkusen wanted to take our young goalkeeper, and of course we said no. Then some more training and also a pre-contract offer here for Lloyd Isgrove of Southampton and Joe Davies of Leicester City. Now, as you can see here, the 24 and 23-year-olds are both available to sign as their contracts are up at the end of the year, and they are both 23 or over, so we can sign them on a pre-contract. Davies is 80 overall and Isgrove is 77 overall. Davies is almost certainly a glitched player. I'm not sure about Lloyd Isgrove. He might be, but I'm not too sure what his potential would be. But either way, either of those players coming on pre-contracts will be fantastic signings for us, and we'll just have to wait and see what they say. As long as they're not paying 100 grand a week for them like we will be for Balotelli, I'm probably okay paying a little bit more than what they're asking for. Still, we take on Bradford City for the second and final game of today's episode here as we take on the lower league side, and they come and take us on the Vicarage Road for the FA Cup 4th round. Of course, we won in the 3rd round replay against Swansea by a 1-0. Charlie Austin scored the goal, which I thought was going to be his final one for the club, and instead he would start this game as he's decided he wants to stay at Vicarage Road for the long-term future. So taking on Bradford for the for the second game of today's episode here. First chance of the game would fall early on as Capoue finds for Levy, plays it inside to Charlie Austin. The shot is blocked, but it falls to for Levy, and just 6 minutes in we do open the scoring. Michael for Levy with the goal, and I'm still not sure who I want to play for the second half of the season in the first team usually, either for Levy or Traore. I left Traore out of this squad because you guys want me to play him as a striker a lot more than for Levy. I do read the comments, you guys keep asking for me to play Traore alongside Deeney. So for Levy, I thought I'd start him in the cup games instead. He got a start in this one, and what a finish as well. This was a lovely scissor kick into the bottom corner, beating the former Liverpool goalkeeper Brad Jones and finding the bottom corner, and our 18-year-old scores his first goal in the FA Cup and makes it Watford 1, Bradford 0. In the 33rd minute, Dominic Iorfa almost got his first goal for the club. This shot going just wide the post and behind for a goal kick. And at half-time, as you can see, wasn't really too much to report, to be honest. Our shot, which ended up in a goal, the Levy effort, wasn't recorded in the stats. We were playing a little bit better, or so I thought. Bradford didn't do too much, but in the second half, just 8 minutes after the restart here, Damari Gray almost scored a fantastic solo goal. What a superb run this was by the former Birmingham man, but Brad Jones makes a really good save, and the Australian goalkeeper turns behind for a corner, so still 0-0. Then in the 66th minute, Bradford give the ball away. Vidra off the bench wins it back, crosses the ball into the centre, picks out for Levy, and for Levy gets his second goal of the game and makes it Watford 2, Bradford 0. He dives in with the header here to make it 2-0 to us, but as you'll see on the replay, you may not have seen it first time. The header takes a huge deflection off the covering Bradford defender's knees, goes into the bottom corner, wrong foots Brad Jones, and it is a pretty lucky goal for the 18-year-old. He had to be there to take his chance, so fair play to him for getting in the box and getting into the right area, but either way, he got very lucky with that one. He does claim it, but it's Watford 2, Bradford 0. But Bradford would get themselves back in the game in the 74th minute. Devante Cole getting on the end of this cross and heading the ball into the bottom corner, and he Andy Cole's son, I do believe, Devante Cole. Good striker, Andy Cole, back in his day. Hopefully Devante will be just as good when he reaches his peak. Really good cross there, and Devante Cole does head the ball in and make it Watford 2, Bradford 1. So Bradford back in the game here. They had a great chance to equalise late on and come from 2 goals down to get themselves a replay here as Billy Knott gets onto the ball, plays it back to his teammate here, Anderson, all the way back to his teammate, back inside towards Devante Cole, who scored the first goal. Really nice bicycle kick there, but Bentley makes the save and turns it behind for a corner. And it was how the game would finish as well. Final score, Watford 2, Bradford 1. So we are into the next round of the FA Cup. Delighted with that. We're into the Europa League round of 32. We're still in the top 4 of the Premier League as well. We may have left the Capital One Cup early, but now into the 5th round of the FA Cup. This season is going pretty well for us, and touch wood it continues, as this could be set for a memorable one with Watford. That does it for today, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave likes, that's much appreciated, and of course it really does help the channel out, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.